You're 16, sitting on your bedroom floor with a hand-me-down laptop, typing the words "print hello world" into a YouTube tutorial paused on your phone. 20 years later, you sign a piece of paper that wires $1 billion into a private bank account with your name on it. Between those two moments sits a company called Instagram that sold to Facebook with 13 employees on the payroll. Apple charges $99 a year to ship an app to its store. That's the only money the climb actually costs to start. This is every level of a software engineer's career in America, and what it actually costs to climb. If you like breakdowns of how careers actually progress, like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Level 1. The tutorial. You're 16. The laptop is your dad's old MacBook with a Spotify sticker peeling off the lid, and the YouTube tutorial is free code camp paused on your phone against a cereal box. The instructor, a guy named Quincy Larson who started Free Code Camp in 2014, says install Visual Studio Code. You install Visual Studio Code. He says type print hello world inside the parentheses. You type it. You hit run. The terminal says hello world back. The room gets very quiet. You copy a button snippet off Stack Overflow into an index.html file and double-click it open in Chrome. The button works. You open Chrome DevTools, paste document body style background equals red into the console, and the page goes red. You refresh 40 times because you can. Then the laptop says syntax error unexpected token, and it's 1:47 a.m. and you don't know what a token is. You ask ChatGPT to explain the error like you're 16. It does. You fix the comma. The page loads. You stop counting how many tabs are open. You upload the folder to GitHub through the web interface because the command line is intimidating, and you share the username.github.io link in a Discord server. 3 people react with a thumbs up. Free Code Camp says more than 40,000 of its graduates have been hired at companies including Apple, Google, and Spotify. You are not one of them yet, but you save the link. The laptop fan presses warm against your bare thighs. You build a second project the next night without anyone asking. Ready for Level 2? Level 2. The first paid gig. You're 22, sitting in an open-plan office in San Francisco that smells like Chobani and cold brew, wearing AirPods that aren't yours. The starting salary for a 2025 bootcamp grad averages $70,698. You negotiated to $82 because Patrick McKenzie's essay told you to. The first morning, your manager hands you a Jira ticket labeled, "Good first issue, rename a React prop from user ID to customer ID." You clone the monorepo and npm install runs for 11 minutes. You stare at the loading bar, you make coffee, you come back, it's still going. You finally check out a branch, edit one file, push to GitHub, open a pull request. 18 minutes later, a senior engineer named, well, you don't remember her name, comments looks good to me, but please add a test. You don't know how to add a test. You Slack her. She walks you through it in 7 messages. The pull request merges. CI runs green. The button you renamed deploys to staging. Your name is on it. 3 weeks in, a merge of yours takes down checkout for 41 minutes on a Tuesday afternoon. Your stomach goes cold. You post in the incident channel. The senior on call rolls it back in 2 minutes and writes "no blame, learning opportunity" in the postmortem doc. Nobody yells. Nobody fires you. You stop flinching every time CI turns red. The first paycheck clears your account at 6:15 a.m. on a Friday, and you screenshot it and text the screenshot to your mom. Bootcamp tuition was about $14,000. You make that back in 9 weeks. Across the country, a school called Bloom Tech, formerly Lambda School, gets investigated by the CFPB for marketing 71 to 86% placement rates when the real number was closer to 50%. The CEO, Austin Allred, gets banned from student lending for 10 years. You think about how close you were to picking the wrong one. By month 9, you ship a feature without asking permission. Ready for Level 3? Level 3. The on-call rotation. You're 27, and the Bureau of Labor Statistics says the median software developer makes $133,080. At your company, an L4 at Google equivalent, the average total comp is $296,542. Base, stock, bonus. You sleep with your phone face up on the nightstand for a week at a time. The PagerDuty foghorn is the worst sound you know. Monday morning, you write a design doc in Notion for splitting a 1,200-line service into 3 modules and circulate it in the architecture channel. Tuesday, you mentor a junior engineer through her first database migration. You watch her hands hover over the keyboard, and you remember being her 2 years ago. Wednesday, you push back on a product manager who wants real-time collaboration shipped by end of quarter. You write scope creep, let's talk Thursday, and send it. Thursday, you ship a small refactor. Friday is the night. At 3:14 a.m., the PagerDuty call cuts through Do Not Disturb. You acknowledge on your phone in the dark. You open the laptop. The Datadog dashboard is a wall of red. You connect the VPN, open the on-call runbook in Notion, and post in the incident channel. Investigating will update in 5. Error rate on the payment service is at 47%. You grep the deploy log. The bad commit went out 22 minutes ago. You hit the rollback button in the CI dashboard. You wait. The graph drops. The graph drops more. The graph is green. You write the one-paragraph postmortem note before going back to bed. Your partner doesn't wake up. The blue light of the phone is the only thing on the ceiling. Charity Majors, co-founder of Honeycomb, has written that on-call ownership is non-negotiable, that engineering owns its code in production. You agree, mostly. You also resent it, a little. The Pragmatic Engineer, a writer named Gergely Oros, calls a 2022 tax change, Section 174 of the Internal Revenue Code, a hidden time bomb. It forces U.S. companies to amortize domestic software engineer labor over 5 years, foreign labor over 15. A Tax Foundation analyst named Alex Murazianu tells the Wall Street Journal it could cost roughly 20,000 U.S. software engineering jobs. The next quarter, your headcount request gets denied with no explanation. You don't take it personally. You file a JIRA ticket tagged tech debt, and you know it will never be picked up. The junior you mentored ships her migration clean. She sends you a thumbs up. You stop saving the pay stubs. Ready for level 4? Level 4. The design doc. You're 32, a senior engineer, and at the Google equivalent, an L5's median total compensation is $428,046. You stop checking the deposit when it lands. The job has stopped being code. 14 of your 40 weekly hours are in Google Meet. You write a 12-page RFC in Notion for a new authentication system, circulate it to the staff channel, and run a 30-minute concerns meeting where a junior engineer pushes back on your token rotation design. You listen. He's right about one thing. You revise. The doc goes to version 2. You get sign-off from a staff engineer and your manager. You create an epic in Linear. You decompose it into 23 issues. You assign them across 4 engineers, and you review the pull requests as they land. The feature ships behind a launch darkly flag at 1% of traffic. No errors. You ramp to 10. No errors. You ramp to 100. The deploy is silent. The launch announcement gets 12 thumbs ups in Slack. In the background, Meta is mid-layoff. Mark Zuckerberg cuts 11,000 people in November 2022 and another 10,000 in March 2023, roughly 21,000 positions gone in 5 months. Roger Lee, who runs the website layoffs.fyi, tells Yahoo Finance that 2023 saw over 260,000 tech employees cut, the largest year since 2020. Recruiters message you on LinkedIn every Tuesday. You ignore most. One of them mentions a Series B startup paying $450,000 cash plus equity. You take the call. You don't take the offer. Your team delivers the auth rewrite 3 days early. The staff engineer who signed off pings you privately. You ran that one well. You read it twice. You don't reply for an hour. Then you reply with a thumbs up. A junior engineer on a sister team gets promoted to senior. You write the recommendation. You stop being the smartest person in the room and you stop minding. Ready for level 5? Level 5. The founder. You're 36, you have a co-founder you met at the auth rewrite company, and you just signed a Y Combinator safe in DocuSign from a kitchen table in the Mission. YC's standard deal is $125,000 for 7% post-money, plus $375,000 uncapped MFN, $500,000 total. YC President Gary Tan posted on X in September 2024 that the batches are moving to 4 a year, closer to 100 startups each. Summer 2025's acceptance rate hit 0.6%, the lowest on record. You file an 83B election with the IRS within 30 days of getting your founder stock. Your lawyer reminded you twice. You move into a 2-bedroom with your co-founder. The salary is 0. The product is a developer tool. You write TypeScript from 9 in the morning until 1 in the morning. You cold email 30 prospects on Monday using a Gmail mail merge. You onboard the first paying customer through a Stripe checkout link on a Wednesday, and you pin the Stripe email to the top of your inbox. The 11-week YC batch ends in demo day. You pitch 47 investors over 4 weeks. 41 ghost. 6 say yes. The seed round closes at $4 million on a $20 million cap. You file Form D with the SEC within 15 days of the first wire. You hire engineer number 1 with a 0.5% option grant, 4-year vest, 1-year cliff. She's a senior engineer at a public company taking a 40% pay cut to come build with you. The equity is the bet. You sign the offer letter, she signs back, and the cap table updates in Carta at 11 at night. You don't celebrate. You move on to engineer number 2. The 5 a.m. alarm doesn't wake you anymore, you wake before it, and the laptop is already open. 18 months in, you're at $3 million in annual recurring revenue, and a Series A term sheet sits on the kitchen table. Ready for level 6? Level 6. The exit. You're 38, your company has 13 employees, and a strategic acquirer's corporate development team has been in your inbox for 6 weeks. You sit through 19 due diligence calls with their lawyers. You read a 60-page asset purchase agreement on your phone in a Lyft. Instagram sold to Facebook in 2012 for about $1 billion with 13 employees. The co-founders, Kevin Systrom and Mike Krieger, netted roughly $400 million and $100 million respectively. Your number isn't theirs, nobody's is, but the structure is the same. You sign the definitive agreement in DocuSign across 3 time zones in one afternoon. The board approves. The HSR antitrust waiting period clears. You tell the team in an all-hands at the SF office with the lights up and the blinds open. One engineer cries, nobody else does. The 8K hits SEC Edgar at 4:02 p.m. Eastern. You refresh the page. The wire confirmation email lands at 4:47 p.m. with a number in it that has a comma in a place you've never seen a comma before. You read the email 3 times. You don't show anyone. You don't tell your mother that night, you wait until the weekend, in person with coffee. Across town, somewhere else, somebody else's deal collapses. In December 2023, Adobe and Figma terminated their $20 billion acquisition after European and UK regulators declined to clear it. Adobe paid Figma a $1 billion termination fee, and Figma's CEO Dylan Fields said the companies no longer saw a path toward regulatory approval. You got the path. The retention package keeps you on for 2 years. You signed that too. Final beat. The MacBook Pro on the new hire orientation table is the same model as the one your dad gave you at 16, only nobody is peeling a Spotify sticker off this one. 50 identical laptops sit in 50 identical boxes, and you watch the new engineers unbox them in a conference room you sign the lease on. The kid in the front row opens VS Code and types print hello world because the onboarding script tells him to. The terminal says hello world back. The room gets very quiet, and he doesn't know yet that the quiet is the part that lasts. Apple still charges $99 a year to ship an app to its store. You paid it at 16 to upload a calculator nobody downloaded. You pay it now to ship something with your company's logo on it. Same fee, different ledger. The climb cost you a knee that never came back from sitting too long, and you can live with that. The GitHub contribution graph on the wall behind your desk is 1 square for the year you turned 16, and a green wall for the year you turned 38. Same screen, different weight. You hire engineer number 47 on a Tuesday. She's 22, a boot camp grad, and her first pull request is a 1-line rename. You approve it in 18 minutes. The keys to the office are on a hook by the door, and they're yours.